line twist in your spinning rod. Everybody does it, or everybody's done it, maybe I should say. I've done it a lot. I'm just now trying to figure out what not to do. So, you know, I went through some YouTube channels and watched a few people, and the one that makes sense to me the most, we're gonna give it a try today. So, as you can see here, I got me some new line. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of all the stickers. Then we're gonna soak it in some water for about a week. And then that should soften it up, get rid of the memory in the line in and of itself. And then when you put it on your spool, there's a certain way you do it. And we'll get to that when we get to that. So hang out with me and let's see what we can do. Well, did it. Told y'all it was dangerous. And thankfully it wasn't bad. Just a little bitty dude.
'Tis but a scratch. A scratch? Your arm's off. No, it isn't.
Of course, I don't have any Band-Aids, so paper towel. Well, I went and washed it off with soap real good. Good, warm, hot water. Paper towel.
Come on, you
throw some ice on it, and it'll stop bleeding in a second. And then we'll get back to it. All right, so just want to show y'all probably the safest way, if you just have to have a knife, is to do it like this. Put your fingers, which I like these Berkeleys so far. They have less surface area to clean, and I like that. If I can find some high vis, I'll be buying Berkeley from now on. But anyways, or anybody who has the spokes. Anyways, so either way, whoever you use, you can do like this. Cut toward the ground and leave all your body parts away. That's the safest way to use a knife. Always cut away from you. Don't do it in your lap like I was doing. In all honesty, I shouldn't have done it that way. That was stupid. It is stupid. It doesn't make you look cool to be able to do things like that, especially when you cut your fingers off. But this is just as easy. It's actually a little easier, to be honest with you, because I'm not scared I'm gonna cut myself. So this is the way I would recommend doing it. And this is probably the way I'm gonna continue to do it. That way I don't, look at that. It took me forever to do the other ones. All right, so now that you've got your stickers off, you're gonna wanna take your line and find a good spot for it. Now, why is there two spots on this thing? I just now noticed that. I don't know. Never bought this kind of line before. Not this kind of line, this brand before. So I'm not sure why there's two sections on it. Well, I'm sure I'll find out here sooner than later. Anyways, so I'm gonna take this, and then I got sandpaper, and I'm just gonna run over it with sandpaper fairly quickly. So I got that now. It's still got powdery stuff all over it, but that's when I go back over. I know you're gonna think I'm crazy probably. I take my knife again, and now I'm actually able to get all this stuff off. All right, so as you can see here, I'm getting all that off. And it's pretty much clean for the most part. Just gonna go over it real quick. Like I said, it's very important that you get all this glue off, apparently, is what I'm understanding. This is actually how I cut my finger, not actually doing what I was doing. Put cleaning glue off my knife. But anyways. All right, so I got that off. And then you're gonna take a wet rag with some soap. The rag's already wet. Got some soap here. Wet rag with some soap. And we're just gonna kind of clean it. All right, so now I've got the soap on there, which pretty much dried off, but I'll go wash it off. So after you put the soap and wet rag on it, run it through a water hose right quick, just to get all the soap off. I don't think it matters if the soap stays on it or not, but I'm gonna get the soap off mine, just in case the soap does something weird to the, let me back up so y'all can see me, sorry. Just in case the soap does something weird to the line when you put it in there. So I'm just gonna get the soap off with a water hose, and I'm gonna put it in a 5-gallon bucket, let it sit for about a week. It doesn't matter, longer. Then we'll get it out and put it on our reels and a rod. I've actually got me a brand new rod and a brand new reel. It's a little bitty dude, but don't ask me what series it is. Let me see if I can figure it out. I got me a, I don't even know how to pronounce it. President? Bueller? I don't know. So, if you know what this is, let me know in the comments, because I don't know anything about fishing. I'm learning this as I go, and hopefully you stay with me and we can learn together, or maybe you've got some tips, let me know. All right, since apparently I can't do anything without cutting my finger off.
Listen to me, you whining little whelp. You're gonna stop it or go home, do you hear me?
I'll do this the easy way.
Oh. Ta-da!
10,080 minutes later.
It has been a week, and we have our line here that has been soaking. So what you want to do is you're going to want to take your spool, and it wants to come over the top like this, never under the bottom.
Over the top like this, never under the bottom.
When you're putting it onto your rod, right? There's still some water in it. All right, so there's 2 methods you can do. Well, there's 3 methods really. You can have someone hold it for you while you're spooling it on. You can have one of these, which is how I'm going to do it. Well, this is how I would normally do it. I'm gonna do it different for the video, but you would have one of these and you would pull it through. You would pull it through here. And then obviously you shut it and lock it. That way, see that? I don't know if you can see that. See it's pulling, right? Or option 3 is you're gonna take this line and you're just gonna kind of set it in between your feet. You're gonna want it to come over the top. Just hold it in your shoes like this. See how it's just loose? That's how you wanna do it. You don't wanna hold it tight, but you wanna keep it in there to where you can just kind of move it. Maybe make a V where you can kind of move it. My son, so I'm gonna start spooling my son's rod that I bought him. We're gonna go fishing today, so we're gonna go over there and we're gonna video that. But I'm gonna start spooling this, and I'll show you how to keep it on there so it doesn't slip when you're reeling it. But yeah, I'm gonna start spooling it. I'm backing it. That's what I call it, or what they call it, not what I call it. But I'm gonna back it with 20-pound line. You don't want to use super big line going down to little line, because we're only going to put, what size do you want to put on there?
About 8.
You want to put 8 pounds on there? All right, so we're going to go from a 20 to an 8. If we went to a 50 to an 8, I just don't think it would hold real good. It could, but I want it to be functional still. That way if he does snag something that just peels line off, he'll still have a good knot that holds. So what I'm going to do, always make sure you come in and just come in through this very bottom one. You can go in through the very top, but there's no need. You just need one thing. I just do a simple little slip knot, and I tie that knot right there, and then I take that slip knot and I make sure my bell is open, right? And I slap that lasso around there and I just pull her tight. And then when I see the tag start going in, I'll take and I'll actually grab the tag. There's a lot other methods of doing this. I've just found this is the easiest for me. But I'll take that and I will pull both tags. I'll pull the tag and the actual line itself snug against it. And then I will do 1, maybe 2 overhand knots. Then, if you'll notice when you start reeling it, it's still going to slip. So I'm going to take some super glue. Just put a little dab right here. Don't go crazy with it, but you want to glue the knot and you want to glue the line to the spool itself, right? Now, you can take this tag and you can cut it or you can leave it. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to do about half and half. I'm going to leave a little bit of tag, but I'm going to cut it so it's just not in the way. It doesn't get in my way. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm taut, right? I'm going to take my line and I'm going to put it in my feet to where it's over the top when it comes off, right? You want it to come over the top. So put it in my feet. You want my line to be taut, and never ever engage your bell, even when you're fishing, when you're spooling, definitely when you're spooling, never engage the bell with the reel itself. Always manually engage it. Move your line over to the guide. Don't let the bell do it itself. Make sure your drag is set, right? If your drag is not set to where it basically as tight as it can get, you don't want any drag. You're gonna pull that spool up and then you're gonna reel it down, right? Pull it up and then we're reeling it down, keeping your feet tight when you're reeling down. Now watch, look, see, I pull this, I don't have any drag. My drag is completely shut off. That's what you want. You don't want any drag, because when you're spinning and that drag is going, you're gonna be creating twist in your line. So we'll talk about that more later and once we get everything on here too. But pull up, and real down. All right, so this is my oldest. So he's using the helper method. So put a screwdriver through the middle, and then I'm going to pull the line like so. You see how that's pulling? Now put your brakes on, Casey. You're just gonna hold it snug while I reel it in, and then he's gonna let the brakes off, and then I'm gonna pull more line. And that's all you gotta do. All right, so now we're gonna take our 8-pound. So I've showed you how to do it with your feet, with the helper method. And like I said, you can get these things at Academy, and they are lifesavers, especially if you're by yourself. They don't cost that much either, I don't think. Help you store your reels and all that. So put it in there to where it's over the top when you come through. And then we're gonna take this line here. Actually, I'm gonna cut it because that's where it was tied off at. And then remember to come through at least your first eyelet. I would recommend only the first eyelet. When it comes to tying your lines together, you're gonna wanna take and overlap them. You wanna take and just make you a circle and go over both lines. Go over itself and your other line. And I'm gonna do it about 5 times more. All right, grab your tongue on it and just kind of pull it tight a little bit. Nothing crazy right now, just leave it alone. Then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna actually use our line this time. Same thing, circle. Because this is a little thinner line, I'm probably gonna go about seven times. That tag is pretty short. Make sure you grab it. And then you're just going to snug that up, right? So now you got two knots really far apart. So you're gonna take the actual leader line, or your line, and then your backing line, and you're just gonna pull them together, pull those knots together. And because this line's a little bigger, I'm just gonna give it a little more attention than you normally would have to. I don't want it to knot up on top of my other knot. I want them to sit side by side. Pull. Pull. There you go. And if you want them really make sure, just take you a little bit of glue. It ain't gonna hurt anything. It's gonna take a little longer, but take you some glue and just dab it on. All right, so I've got my sign. We're gonna show you. So go ahead, Bug. Keep it tight. Oh, you want to keep it tight. But even though, did y'all see that? Even though he let loose a little bit, there wasn't any twist in that line, right? And that was a brand new roll. I just bought that. All right, just pull up. All right, go ahead and just reel it. Reel it slow though. And that's another thing I forgot to tell you about this device here, is even though on the other way you want to hold it, pull it up, and then put your brakes on, this, I've seen to notice, it won't mess it up as bad if you just reel it on there. It doesn't twist, but that's just me. Like I said, before I learned this method, I put it on my other rod, and that's exactly how I did it without even soaking it. Here, just leave it alone. You don't have to go down, just reel it. Just reel it, Bug. Reel it slow though, but yeah, reel it. Keep it up high. Now stop reeling and let it down a little bit. Now watch. See, it's still straight. I mean, you got little curly cues in it, but it's nothing like it normally would be. What are you doing, goofball? Right here. Hold on, stop reeling. You want to get it pretty close to the edge of this. Not so far that it's coming off, but if you don't put it to the edge of that, when you go to cast it, it'll get caught on that. So you want it to be able to cast pretty good. So just keep reeling it. Reel it slow and steady. All right, so I just tied it on there, a few overhand knots, and there you go. It's on there like that, and apparently I've got a line in the background. So, remember what you gotta do is you wanna bring this line up here with a finger, open your bell, all right? Then you wanna go ahead and just cast it out there. Cast it. Don't reel it, cast it. And let go, move, Chairman. No, over your head. Back behind you and then fling it. Let go of the line. Man, went in the trampoline. Do not, Remember, we don't engage it with this. Remember, what do? Flip it, make sure, hold on, slow down. When you flip it, make sure you put this back in the guide, okay? Right? And now reel it. Reel it. Oh, you got one, now stop. Set the hook, well, you don't have a hook. So when he has it, look, when this fish gets it, open the bell back. Open the bell. When he takes it, just let him have it. Just let him pull that string, okay? He's gonna shake his head. He's gonna get his teeth all wound up. Now shut the bell again. Put the line back in the guide. It's in there. All right, so now start reeling. Reel. Now, reel. Now when he pulls, any kind of fish pulls, stop reeling. Hold it up. You wanna keep tension, pull it up. You hear that noise?
Yeah.
Do not reel when you hear that noise. Stop reeling and just hold it. When he stops pulling, now reel it in. Reel it. We got to set your drag a little bit better. That's how you want to do it. If you reel it a bunch, when you hear that, you could put some line twist in there, right? All right, stop. If you close that bell without closing it with your hand, you'll put some line twist in there, okay? You always want to use your brain. You got this? Let's go catch this one. Actually in here getting my rod ready. My new rod ready. But he couldn't help it. He had to go out there and practice, see if I can catch him practicing. He doesn't know I'm videoing him. Peach's little brother. Look at him. He's gonna make a good fisherman. Going fishing, gonna catch him. Gonna put him in the, well, we don't have a boat, but we're gonna catch him. All right, so the youngest one wanted to come too, so I gotta get his bad mamma jamma together. And he likes to be silly, obviously, as you can hear. He likes to fish with a real hook like a big boy. So we're gonna put a real hook on here. Aren't we, Chandler? Tell them. Tell the camera. Tell the people.
We're gonna put hooks on my fishing rod.
Yep. All right. The way I like to do my jig heads is I don't like to tie them to where they're just taut. I like it to where they're loose. So I'll use a loop knot. But I will use. I know you can't see it really good, but I will pull through that hole, through the eyelet or whatever you want to call it. And then I will take and wrap around my hand 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Chandler, I'm doing this. Hold on. We'll go knock on Nana's door. Then we're gonna go through here. 1, 2, 3. Now look at this. Look. Come here. See how I got that loop? I was just going through the loop, and then I'm gonna take the little tongue or whatever you can call it, and I'm gonna tighten everything while pulling it up on that tongue. Then when it gets close, we're gonna take it all off, and then we're gonna pull it that way. Now you have your loop knot. Can you see that loop there? Mm-hmm. Have your loop knot. And that's all we got there. That way when it's in the water, right now it's like that, but when it hits that water, the head will keep it down, and the body will actually float, and it gives it that live little action when you reel it in. As you see here, I've also put a little slip bobber on there to get it off the bottom. If he catches one, this little 4-year-old, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with myself. You remember where they were? They're actually between those 2 trees over there.
Yeah.
They're between, actually they were under that tree is where I caught it. But then we saw some monster one come over here at this log. So they're somewhere right in here.
And
so we're gonna try to get them.
Bait stuck on that tree over there.
Yeah, you don't have to tell the whole world I got my bait stuck on that tree. And then I got this goofball, can't even make it to the water. Did you throw it in there? No. Well, throw it in there. Throw it between those branches. There you go. Look at it.
Go.
All right. Got me a little white crappie. I believe it's a white crappie. Yeah. Did not know we had crappie in this creek. I caught him on a little swim bait.
And 6.
Caught him on that little swim bait right there. Little crappie. Pull him back. All right, so we went fishing. You enjoy it?
Yeah.
You didn't catch anything though. You said you got a few bites though.
Yeah.
What did it feel like when you got some bites?
It felt like rocks were hitting the bottom, but it felt like just a fish was like nibbling.
Just nibbling on? There could have been some small ones down there.
Yeah.
I thought that too. But I got 2 of them. And I don't normally catch a bunch of fish, but I did get 2 of them this time.
And it was a cheap little fish bait.
Yeah, do you have it in your pocket still?
No.
You don't have it no more?
No.
Where's it at?
Oh.
You've lost it? What about your actual pockets?
I don't think it's in there.
Where is it?
Oh.
Well, he lost it. So we bought a little swim bait and I caught 2 fish on it. And then I had 2 of them. He tried to use one and it got hung up, and my knot, the knot and the 8-pound line held better than that hook did. So we broke the hook and got the swim bait back. So he got to keep it for a little souvenir. But we didn't get anything this time. Nothing crazy. Didn't fill the net up today, did we?
No, we didn't even catch
The gar. Yeah. We tried to catch the gar. There's some gar in there. But we'll get that sooner or later. But we're gonna keep working at it and learning how to fish, right? You gonna keep fishing?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you not want to?
I do.
Okay. Well, stick with us and we'll figure this out. All right. So we went fishing today, didn't we? Did you catch anything?
No.
You didn't? Oh.
But I almost catch the cheese fish.
The cheese fish. What's a cheese fish?
That's cheese on it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like I catched.
Yeah. But did you use a real fishing hook?
No.
Yes, you did.
Oh, yeah.
What was on it? What'd I give you? You remember?
Yeah, frog.
I gave you a frog. Yeah. Did you get stuck any?
Yeah.
A little bit, but not a whole bunch.
On a tree.
On a tree, but not a whole bunch. But then you were just too cold and you needed to go to Nana's house. Yeah, you went to Nana's house. Yeah. And then you got home and you got a fever. A little bitty fever, nothing major. But did you have fun fishing? You want to do it again? You don't want to do it again? You don't want to go fishing no more? You don't want to go fishing? Use your words. Nobody can understand your head rattling.
No.
You don't want to go fishing no more.
I do.
Oh, okay. Well, good. All right. Show them what that fish looks like. Pull it back a little bit so they can see it. Just a little swim bait, nothing major. Yep. All right. Now, what was you telling them?
Hit that like button.
Hit the like button, the thumbs up. Tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe to
you haven't already?
Channel.
Yeah. All right.
And hit that little bell. And hit the 2 button.